morning, I'm Aprila, Ghising, Lama, and these are the headlines of the hour. Rupandehi District Court issues arrest warrants against 7, including Ravi Lamichane and Tabilal Joshi in cooperatives case. The two also remanded for 7 days by Kaski Court. The Nepal Electricity Authority cuts off electricity supply of 44 industries that have not settled their outstanding payments for dedicated and trunk lines. BRICS leaders issue a joint declaration covering a wide range of issues, from reforming the role of the United Nations to building a just world order. And Tottenham's third consecutive victory in the Europa League. Richarlison's decisive goal defeating the Dutch team AZ Alkmaar 1-0. Welcome back. Former Home Minister and Chair of Rastriya Swatantra Party is said to be transferred to Rupandehi following his arrest in cooperative fraud case. The Rupandehi District Court issued another arrest warrant against him for organized crimes. Another alleged of involvement in cooperatives fraud case, Leela Pachai, will also be kept in custody for 7 more days for investigation. Lamichane and Joshi had been presented at the district court for the extension at the single bench of Judge Chandrakanta Paudel. Prior to this, Joshi was remanded in custody by 20 days on 3rd of October. He had been arrested on 22nd of September. Lamichane was arrested on 18th October and presented at the district court 2 days later. He was remanded in custody for 6 days. Lamichane and Joshi have been arrested over allegations of illegally transferring more than 650 million rupees from 5 cooperatives to Gorkha Media Network. Lamichane served as the network's managing director and Joshi vice chair. Yesterday, the district government attorney's office had taken statements from Lamichane for 3 hours. Joshi has also given his statements. The Kaski police have been investigating the two for fraud and organized crime. Investigating officers have said they will dig deeper if more wrongdoings come up as they move ahead with the ongoing probe. Now, the Nepal Electricity Authority has started disconnecting the electricity supply to industries that have not settled their outstanding tariffs for dedicated and trunk lines. The authority has cut electricity supply of 44 industries that did not pay their dues within 3 months. According to the authority, power supply was cut off in Dang-based Gorahi Cement, Agrakhati Cement, Baba Jute Mill, and other industries yesterday evening for not paying their dues. While discussing with the industrialists who had not paid taxes, the authority had asked them to pay the amount in installments. However, they did not show any interest. According to the Nepali calendar, from March 2072 to Baisak 2075, the industries owe the authority more than 6 billion Nepali rupees. Due to 60 days of non-payment, the authority instructed industrialists to pay an additional 25% of fee. On 10th of October, the authority notified 49 industries to settle their bills, including extra fees, by October 24th, warning that non-payment would incur legal penalties. With the deadline now passed, the authority has begun cutting off electricity to those industries. Now, Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Bishnu Prasad Paudel has urged international investors to invest in Nepal with confidence. In a discussion organized by the American Chamber of Commerce and Industry, he requested to invest in the field of information technology as there are sufficient investment opportunities in Nepal. Finance Minister Paudel also requested to benefit by investing in Nepal's physical infrastructure, tourism, agriculture, energy, and other sectors. Chair of the Nepal Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Chandra Dhakal, has urged American investors to take advantage of the investment opportunities in Nepal's hydropower development and tourism infrastructure. Representatives of American companies, including multinational companies like Google, Meta, Coca-Cola, participated in the discussion. Main opposition CPN Maoist Center, that has been voicing opinions against the KP Sharma Oli-led government since the beginning, has concluded that the government had failed to prove its significance. The general political practice in such a scenario is for the opposition to seek for an alternative government through the parliament. However, considering its inadequate seats in the parliament, Maoist Center has announced of holding an assembly in the capital on Saturday against the government. It may be recalled this week opposition parties including Maoist Centre, Rastriya Swatantra Party, Rastriya Prajatantra Party, Unified Socialist and Aam Janata Party had submitted a memorandum to the government. Even during a meeting with the president, they shared their grievance against the government, saying it had not focused on the public and also showed interest in the ordinance regarding political parties, act that this government is preparing to introduce.
नेपाली कांग्रेसका उपसभापति धनराज गुरुङ त्यसैगरी नेकपा एमालेका ऋषिकेश पोखरेल लगायतकाहरूलाई प्रमाण हुँदाहुँदै पनि चाहिँ खुल्ला रूपमा संरक्षण गरिएको छ र अर्को अहिले फेरि सुशासन र भ्रष्टाचारमा जुन पहिलाको सरकारले चाहिँ थालेका थिए ती कामहरू सबै उल्ट्याउने काम गरेको छ.
Rastriya Swatantra Party has been saying the government had acted out of vengeance, referring to the arrest of its chair, Rabi Lamichane. RSP's leaders and cadres have been staging protests in Pokhara, and the party is beginning a protest in the capital from Saturday, contradicting its own statement of supporting the judicial process.
गठबन्धन परिवर्तन भएर त्यस्तो तात्विक भिन्नता के आएको छैन र जहाँसम्म राष्ट्रिय प्रजातन्त्र पार्टीको सवाल छ, हामीले यस अघिकै सरकारलाई, प्रचण्ड नेतृत्व सरकारलाई 40 बुँदे हाम्रो माग सहित देशमा दीर्घकालीन समस्या समाधान गर्नको लागि चाहिँ हामीले नवीन समझदारीको प्रस्तावना हैन प्रधानमन्त्री मार्फत सरकार मार्फत जनतामा लगिसकेका छौं.
हामी आफ्नो नेता कार्यकर्तालाई यो संघीयतालाई अझै सशक्त र अधिकार सम्पन्न कसरी बनाउने भन्ने कुराको लागि आन्दोलनको आवश्यकता छ र त्यो आन्दोलनको लागि हामी चाहिँ जनमत पार्टीको वडा स्तरसम्म सबै कार्यकर्ताहरू तयार रहनुपर्छ भन्ने एउटा हामीले सर्कुलर गरेको अवस्था छ.
Voices of disgruntled leaders from within the ruling alliance who have criticized the government's works seem to have encouraged the opposition parties to wage a protest. However, analysts say if the opposition is unable to justify the protest, they might not be able to garner public support as expected. It is time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse, brought to you by Uniglobe SS and College, Kamladi, Kathmandu.
Here is today's question. What's your take on the preparation of opposition parties to take it to the streets? Your options are A, restlessness of being out of government, B, better to take issues to parliament, or C, to make the government aware. The voting is on. Type and EWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. It is time for international news. BRICS leaders issued a joint declaration covering a wide range of issues from the reform of the United Nations to ongoing global conflicts following the group's 16th summit that took place in Kazan. The declaration has 134 provisions and total one of which address the reform of the UN. The document read that BRICS leaders reaffirmed support for a comprehensive reform of the UN, including its Security Council, with a view to making it more democratic, representative, effective, and efficient. This involves expanding the representation of developing countries to better respond to global challenges. The declaration identifies 3 pillars of cooperation, which includes political security, economy and finance, and cultural exchanges. It welcomes the interest from the Global South and endorses a partnership with emerging markets and developing countries. BRICS leaders called for strengthening multilateralism to create a more just world order, supporting the UN and World Trade Organization centered trade mechanisms. They also advocated comprehensive reforms of these institutions to enhance the representation of developing nations. Addressing global issues, BRICS leaders called for a peaceful resolution to the Russia-Ukraine conflict as well as the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. They urged for immediate ceasefire and support for Palestine's UN membership. On economic cooperation, leaders pledged to enhance macroeconomic policy coordination while prompting reforms to ensure fairness and inclusivity in the international financial architecture. The declaration also emphasized the respect for the diversity of the world civilizations and the promotion of the cooperation among Global South women entrepreneurs. Moving on, authorities said that 2 bomb attacks in central Mexico injured 5 police officers. A car bomb detonation occurred in the town of Acambaro in front of an armed forces office, injuring 3 police officers in an uncommon type of attack in one of the country's most violent states. The attack caused property damage to the building, 4 neighboring houses, and 7 vehicles, authorities said in a message on Facebook. Simultaneously, a second attack was reported against a police patrol in Zerecuaro, located 30 kilometers from Acambaro, causing its detonation. Local media reported at least 2 officers were seriously injured. Authorities of both municipalities implemented a strong security operation with the support of state and federal forces to find those responsible for these attacks. No arrests have been reported so far. Now, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said today that the transatlantic slave trade was abhorrent and that while history cannot be changed, it should be talked about. Starmer was speaking in an interview on the sidelines of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in the small island nation of Samoa, where leaders and officials from 56 countries with roots in Britain's empire were attending. Starmer said that he thinks all should be clear from the outset that the slave practice was abhorrent, and it's very important that countries start from that place, adding that his perspective was to look forward to the challenges faced by the countries today. The idea of reparations for transatlantic slavery is long-standing but has recently been gaining momentum worldwide, particularly those part of the Caribbean community and more recently the African Union.